we have Synums is using the, I think it's like Dark Girl Link. Terranigma is using Zerno. Bush is using Headless Link, and Revis is using trademark Sonic. And we're off. We find heart pieces and both Sanctuary and the house. So nothing too exciting yet.
See what we got for our tree pull. Just some arrows.
And we will see the Lost Woods and the Uncle. Uncle has a heart container, full one. And see what is in his chest. Oh,
it is the Moon Pearl.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we find the Ether Medallion that we had earlier in the hash in the Lost Woods hideout.
You know what's interesting? I don't think we have had a single map check yet from any of the runners. There we go. Speak of the devil.
We have a green pendant on Tower of Hera and 2 regular crystals in Eastern and Desert, respectively.
Yep, can confirm. Just anything of note is the green pendant in Hera. That's it. Did I see that we had the cape on Lumberjack?
I missed that, I'm afraid.
Well, it looks like we're going to get another look in just a second.
Indeed. Yep, that's the cape.
Okay, so if later on down the road we see that something is on Bumper Ledge, then we're gonna have to beat Aga.
Oh, and there's a gloves in the mushroom spot. I totally missed that on the Raze's screen earlier. So that's gonna be useful.
Yes, that's already 2 pieces of our Darkworld access already. Glove and the Moon Pearl.
We'll need a second glove or a hammer to get Darkworld access.
Seem to be lacking in bombs early, which is kind of nerve-wracking for some of these runners, I would imagine.
And there's a blue male here in the chicken hut. Meanwhile, Bush not lucky to find bombs, but Synums does find some bombs here in Blind's hut. Some more, even.
Well, I guess if you went into Blind's hut first, you were very, very, surprisingly, but, pleasantly surprised with some nice bombs. And even some more in the back! Wow, Blind's hut full of bombs.
Yeah, I guess Blind isn't a thief, but more a revolutionary with all these explosives in his basement.
Yeah, Blind the arsonist?
Nah, that would be if it was the fire rod.
I can't think of a word that would describe that except for, like, incendiary.
The demolitionist.
That's it, that's the word I couldn't think of.
Bomb's hut. Chat coming up with some names as well. But yeah, Kakariko so far, not very exciting. All the goods so far have been in the Lost Woods and an Uncle.
Yeah, but at least Blind's hut has some a nice set of 9 bombs for us.
Yeah, that makes routing a little easier for us. Most runners will be able to utilize those. The only thing we found here was the blue mail, and that's a nice safety, but nothing required by any means.
Did we already see Race Game in the library?
We did see Race Game on Ravis' side. I think he also went into the library, but I didn't catch that, I'm afraid.
Well, and anyways, Ravis is making the obvious play here, going to straight to the back of Escape with that freshly found glove.
Of course. 3 items, easy to get to. It's a lot of sense. There's the library for us today as well. It's Bombos.
Okay, so if we have a crystal for Myron and Turtle Rock, and one of them is Bombos and it's a crystal, then we need those boots as well.
Indeed. Alternatively, if the Fire Rod is in Ice Palace, because you can't access it with Bombos. And
that is very true. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah. Like, theoretically, any given seed can require all 3 medallions.
Yeah, and you know what? It does not matter if ice is a crystal or pendant. If the fire rod is an ice, then you do need the Bombos medallion, which means you do need the boots. And speaking of which, there's our Dark World access. We have the hammer and the dam.
Indeed. Hammer, always a very nice find. Regardless, since we don't even have any weapons yet, hammer, tempered sword damage. Hitbox is a little wonky because it comes out so late, but still very reliable weapon. And just some arrows, drowned. Guess it might be just some leftovers of a raft or something.
Well, I'd say that we have Dark World access, but the only person to have it officially is Voosh at this moment.
Yeah, indeed, Ravis and Synums both have not been to Uncle yet. I assume that Ravis is probably gonna do the escape, the front of escape and the Uncle chests, or Uncle locations, now that he has a weapon that isn't just a bunch of bombs. But first we'll finish with the South Church checks here. Lots of love in the Mini Moldrum Cave.
Yeah, nothing much doing in Mini Moldrum Cave aside from 2 heart containers.
Meanwhile, one check we have not seen yet is Boosh here, going to check for us Agina's Cave. Let's see if the old man is holding out the goods on us. No. Just his life savings.
I'd like to see Voosh going straight to the Dark World now that he has Dark World access.
Looks like it. Going to go straight for Hive Cave here.
Oh, never mind. They're gonna continue South Shore for now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would make sense. Mini Moldrum Cave and Ice Rock Cave. Speaking of which, that we're gonna see in just a second here on Ravis' screen.
Just a green rupee.
Oh, that wasn't worth it.
I never like skipping Ice Rock Cave though on my South Shore checks, so
Yeah.
I always say good to get out of the way now while you're thinking of.
And yeah, as I thought, Ravis decides to go to Uncle and will likely also do the castle.
Well, now Ravis has their official Dark World access. Terra Enigma already had it, looks like, already a second ago. So they're now in the Dark World.
Gonna see Hype Cave here. and nothing in Hot Cave.
Man. It's just gonna throw us into the dark world with nothing much.
Yeah, that was a pretty trite cave there. Um, looks like
Magna, where are you going? You don't have the mirror.
nor flippers to get to the pod area.
Oops. Interesting thing to note, in the Dark World bomb shop, where Link's house is in the Light World, I mean in the Dark World I should say, you buy bombs there, that's actually not 3 bombs, that is 10 bombs.
And we got a map check here from Woosh's side. I've seen 5-6 crystals. I think it was in Swamp and Ice. And I saw a pendant on Pod, and I think the other pendant was in Thieves Town.
You would be correct. So, our 3 pendants today are Pod and Thieves Town, and the green pendant on Hera. And then our 2 red crystals are Swamp and Ice. Gravis decided to check the swamp hint before doing anything else. Unfortunately, it was just a joke hint. Didn't really pay out there. Terranigma unfortunately taking a death in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, those mini Moldorms can be rough with just bombs, and even with the hammer.
Yeah, that hammer is not a very effective weapon at fighting those mini Moldorms. It's very easy for them just to run right up to you and sneak underneath your hits.
Yeah, they're very slippery.
Well, I mean, we got Signums checking through the front of Escape. So far has not found anything. They did find the map, so they will check Zelda's cell and find something in there. If anything.
It also means that the Dark Cross chest should have something.
Yes, you are correct. We did find that small key in the back of Escape, so yes, the Dark Cross also has something.
Lots of digs for just 50 rupees. Oh! That is an ice rod on Synapse's side here. And we know that this item is going to be required because Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Wow, that's a pretty out-of-the-way location for the ice rod. So if anything, that gives Signums a slight advantage here already. You know, interestingly, that's not the only time I've seen Ice Rod in that chest. I feel like that ends up in there more often than not.
Yeah. We still need to find at least a Cane of Samaria and a Fire Rod before Travel Rock even becomes an option.
And the mitts, plus a sword.
Yeah, mitts.
And, either the hook shot or the mirror. Yeah, Turtle Rock actually requires more items than you would think at base value.
Yeah, getting there, opening it up. Well, if Ether is not the medallion that opens up Turtle Rock, then we need that as well. I mean, we know where one of the other 2 is, but Quake is still at large.
Yes, that is true. I did not remember Bombos. Yeah, Bombos requires the boots today, so
yeah, Bombos.
if we find out, Yeah, they were on the library, so if we find out that either Maya or Turtle Rock is Bombos required, then we need those boots. Not only that, but if Desert is boots locked, we need the boots. And not only that, if the cape blocks a certain item on Bumper Ledge, then we also need the boots.
That is true. Or if Ganon's Tarabiki is on the torch, then we also need the boots. So
I think it's safe to say that we're probably going to need those boots.
Or if as the aforementioned Fire Rod and Ice Palace scenario happens as well, then we also need boots. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, lots of scenarios where the boots are going to be required.
Or how about this? If the hook shot is in Misery Mire.
Or if the hookshot is in the bottom chest of Hookshot Cave.
The possibilities are endless!
Indeed. Meanwhile, we've seen Ravis go through Skullwoods, not find anything of note. Whoosh doing the same here. And we're gonna see the Village of Outcasts here. It's a whole bunch of rupees in the C-shaped house.
Okay, so it looks like Terranigma is going to get their Ice Rod, which is good for them. Nice swag chest turn there to collect it.
It's kind of crazy just how many... we're like 16 minutes in already at 11 hearts here on Ravis' screen. And we found a lot of rupees, but not a lot of like big rupee stashes, so we don't even have Sora money yet.
And also, we do not have a sword yet. Well, that changed quickly. Thanks, game.
The commentator curse there. Or blessing, rather.
You're welcome, Ravis.
There's a check we haven't seen yet either. Terranigma is going to go to check Sahasrara's closet, and meanwhile we'll see Thieves Town here. Oh, Ravis! What are those? That's flippers!
Okay. Right now that doesn't do too much for us except for put the Vortex in Logic, which we could have done anyway without them.
Oh, and a bow as well.
Alright, so now we have a loaded Thieves Town.
Yeah. And a map.
And a map! Oh.
I mean, for Pen and Thieves Town, 2 items, and both of them are required. You know, that's pretty loaded. Of course, there's still 2 items in the back part, but Redis opts to skip that.
Someone in chat, I like this. Ravis finds spoiler log in Thieves Town.
With Terranigma here in Eastern, of course, without a bow, not that great. Oh, there's a bottle in the back of Sahasrara.
Oh yeah, so Terranigma also picked that one up as well, along with Ravis.
Yep. Yeah, that's
I mean, all that opens with sick kid, like you're gonna say. But at the moment, we don't care too much about that because we have a way to beat Pod and Eastern.
Well, Ravis does. Terranigma does not have the bow yet, so he's gonna clear this without being able to finish Armos, and we'll have to come back. That said, with the flute here in Eastern, not that much of a loss.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the hint tile telling us that a nice cup of tea might help. Thank you. I actually am having a nice cup of tea right here. So.
Okay, Terranigma not going to bother with checking the vanilla big key chest.
But we've seen on Synops' site that the bumper ledge has the mushroom, which is
goodness gracious.
That's a very loaded item because there could be progression behind it.
Hey, system, we need you to bail us out, please.
Eesh. Yeah, let's hope there's nothing nothing of relevance on the witch today.
Okay, well, that flute does put Death Mountain in complete logic. We could have gone there even without the land, because we could have just taken the normal entrance up over by the Sanctuary. But that doesn't really give us much anyway, because we don't have a hook shot of the mirror.
Yeah, we only have access to Spectacle Rock's interior, and of course we can. Most of the runners will be able to sequence break the old man, and we get the hints, and that's about it. And we get to see what is on Spectacle Rock. Can't even pick it up yet. We're going to see what Armos has for us today as well. Since Ravis is making a beeline there.
Of course, Chad is already giving us evil suggestions about where these boots could possibly be.
And oh, it's just a map.
So Eastern only having the flute, it seems.
I mean, it's still a good find, and especially we need that flute anyway.
Yeah, that is true. I'll give it that.
So I can't be too mad. And I think even though Terranigma is going to find a bow very shortly, I'd probably not be happy about it, but still can rest easy, having found all 3 items in Eastern Palace, and just needs to make a beeline for the boss and then get that crystal.
So that hint in Thieves Town said something about a piece of heart held by Grumpy Fish. Is that correct?
I did not see it, but if that is what it said, that means either there's a heart piece on Zora or on Catfish.
Didn't one of our runners already check Catfish? I feel like I saw one check one.
Yeah, I want to see Boosh might have, but yeah, it could be both as well. That's true. Chat bringing
I think Catfish did. Catfish have a big 20, or am I? I'm trying to remember. Because if Catfish had big 20, then we know that Zora has a piece of heart.
Yeah, if Catfish doesn't have a piece of heart, then Then Zora has it. And the Zynoms is actually going through the rest of Feasttown here. We'll hope to not find a small key here in the Maiden's chest.
I mean, we have the hammer, so it's alright if we do find it.
Yeah, but it's still an extra track in a pendant dungeon.
Rave is going to go ahead and use those flippers to figure out some more progression, potentially.
Ten arrows in the big chest of Feasttown.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
I'm actually not sure if we found all the items already. Probably not, otherwise Simons probably wouldn't try to clear it. Yeah, that's Eternigma also going through the back of Feasttown here. It is indeed a piece of heart held with a grumpy fish. And Kena Burna in the waterfall cave here for Radis.
Alright, that does put Spike Cave in logic, since we do have logical access to Spike Cave at this moment.
Well, that's just a heart there on the Sora ledge, if I saw that right. Oh, and blind holding one of the other swords.
That is actually interesting, because that, at this moment, is our only way to access Aghanim. Because that cape is on Lumberjack, we have to have Master Sword Plus to get to Aghanim. And it looks like Catfish did have a piece of heart, because Zora gave us 300 rupees.
Yeah. To spend 200 for nothing, basically.
Yes, Chad, I know we need the lamp too, but I'm just saying that the only way to actually get into the tower is with Master Sword Plus.
Yeah. Lumberjack has something that might be required or not, because there's a cape, excuse me, there's a cape on the Lumberjack ledge, and the bumper ledge, which requires the cape, has the mushroom, which may or may not have progression for us. We don't know. So that's two loaded items, basically. Oh, and there's the third medallion for us. Old Man has the Quake here for Radis.
That is lamp locked. That is not in logic currently. So if we find that either Mizumai or Turtle Rock is Quake, then we will not find lamp in there.
Yeah. Oh, Silver's very conveniently on top of Spectral Rock there.
Yeah, so that mirror is required, so we can very easily get those silvers.
Yeah. And looks like Whoosh is making the trek into Pot here.
Really?
What a hit.
We got a bow-locked pendant pod today.
And what does the hint of Pod say for us today? Oh, unique item in left side swamp.
Yeah, I know how the runners feel about that. That could be the boots hint.
It could be the boots hints. It could be a single arrow or a bug net. And nothing of Valiance by Cave.
Oh, is the chat is the boots hint always just a hint that tells you only about the boots?
No. Boots hint can be as vague as a unique item is somewhere.
I'm trying to say that can the boots hint be like by itself? Like, can it only be by itself, as opposed to like the left side swamp? Because the left side swamp hint can tell you about both items back on west side swamp. And
right. I'm actually not sure about that.
Okay, so apparently boots hint is always by itself, and it's never grouped with another item, I guess. Oh no, okay, now I'm getting saying that could also be boots. Maybe the hint doesn't refer specifically to boots there, though. We'll see. I'm a little confused here. It's fine. Alright. There's the hook shot in Pendant Pod.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, you know what they say about Pendant Pod being like, there's always something in there.
It's also the worst key layout in Pod, where it's bow locked, and then there's something in the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, it is. No, it was Pendant Thieves Town, Pendant Pod, and Green Pendant Terra is our pendants for today. Gold's just regular crystal.
So that's 2 pendant dungeons already required.
Oh yeah, because Thieves Town has the bow and the flippers and possibly the one sword upgrade that we will find readily available. And there's a random pack of bombs. And Armos are gonna go down here on Sinum's side in just a moment. Nah, Skullwood's being Valuewoods was like what, B26 or something. So right, so Sinum's completing Eastern is not fluting away, so I assume we'll take the portal to Pod. Not sure why they're walking though. Fluting still would be faster. Oh, because they haven't activated the flute. Of course, they only just found it. I mean, Armoran. And Whoosh apparently found a shield in the Dark Maze, and there's our third sword for today in the Pod Big Chest.
Out of logic, of course, but it's
That
there.
is, yeah, it is out of logic, but it's also noteworthy because it's the second sword in a pendant dungeon.
Oh yeah, that's very true, actually.
So, yeah.
We had to scour for these swords, it seems. And there's one more sword upgrade at large.
Yeah, and both of them are pretty deep in the respective pendant dungeons as well. The pod, big chest, and non-blind, respectively. Wonder if Hera is the third one. Like maybe on the green pendant, there's the last startup raid.
Or the pedestal has a sword.
Yeah, that would just be rude. Vanilla pedestal, yeah, that would also be pretty rude.
Alright, so it looks to me like the next place to go would be Death Mountain.
Yeah, we got the hook shot, and with that we can access the east side of Death Mountain, and we can also access Hera now.
I think that is next on Bush's agenda.
Yeah, Bush probably will fly up the mountain, rescue the old man, probably do Spectacle Rock, I imagine. Oh yeah, Sick Kid first. That makes sense. Just some cash. Oh well. At least we got a blue potion out of it.
Alright, Bush's gonna rescue the old man in the dark, get his Quake.
Indeed. The medallions are not going to be troll items today, since we know where the third one is. And while the boots might be trolling us, that won't be Bombus' fault. Yeah, I assume that Bush will make the trek up to Spectral Rock. Whether or not they pick up the hint there is open. Then drop down and make their way to east of Death Mountain. And I assume that Ravis will do the same, except without going up Death Mountain first, because already been up there. I've already seen the silvers on top of Spectral Rock. And that very, very glorious Burner hint inside.
Silver Arrows taunting Bush.
Yeah, we even have to bow now to shoot them, so...
Here, you see this? You see these silvers? You can't get them yet. Sorry. Alright. Rave is gonna be our first runner to check Paradox Cave.
That's 7 items. And then Perspira Cave is also a thing, as well as Hera. And but Rave's already checked the Spike Cave, so... Oh, there's the Fire Rod.
Alright, well, there goes the Ice Palace has Fire Rod dream.
Yeah, well... That's one scenario where boots are required less, I guess.
But yeah, but also that hook shot killed 2 of them already as well.
And the upper or lower part of Paradox Cave, depending on which layout you prefer, the exterior or the interior one, has nothing of value for us.
Yeah, whatever school of thought you follow, that Fire Rod is the only thing we found.
Yeah. And I did not catch what was on the floating island there. It looked blue, but I didn't exactly make it out. A blue rupee, apparently. Thank you, Michael K. One of our trackers for today.
Yeah, shout out to our trackers today, Michael K. and Kung Pao Pai. Thank you so much for
Indeed,
keeping us honest.
And a Kung Pao, extra thanks you for taking care of like the first 20 or 30 minutes of the run all by their lone self. Oh yeah, it is a blue rupee. See that confirmed here on Bush's side.
Some cash requires a green pendant. Okay, so we're not going to be worrying about turning in that green pendant today.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty useful hint given the location, since this is the green pendant dungeon. It's basically telling you what the end reward is not worth picking up.
Just went ahead and checked Spiral Cave.
Yeah,
I bet
Radis.
that means... What?
Go ahead.
I bet that means they're gonna try and check Spike Cave after Hera instead of... Oh no, they're fluting away. Where are they going?
Hopefully it checks. But yeah, Radis is gonna do Spiral Cave in right after completing Hera here, and finds the book. So that opens up desert for us, as well as the tablets. Ether
Hey,
tablet,
Ether Tablet is right next to us. How convenient.
Yeah, that's a very convenient spot to find a book. And that's also like the bigger pain in the neck tablet to go to. So very convenient. The Bombos tablet not as bad, and of course we can't reach it yet anyway, since we need a mirror for that. And Moldorm.
So that book was one item. I think... What was in the basement? I think there was some item in the basement cage.
We have... That was a small key in the basement cage. The big key in the lobby chest. I think it was the compass in like the one in like the front chest of the big chest room.
Well, in that case, we have an item still in the basement.
Yeah, that means we are gonna have a tile room. And Whoosh picking up the Cane of Berna. Got the hint for it. That might be where why Whoosh decided to go here first. Got the Berna hint, and then decided, okay, if I pick up Berna now, I can do Spike Cave when I go back to Tautera.
Wait, Michael K., was there an item below the big chest? Is that what you're saying? So we don't have to worry about the basement?
And Radis, indeed. Yeah. So there's something in the basement.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yeah, I think it was the compass that was like in the chest where the second hint is. The small chest.
Okay, that's... We'll just have to wait and see what that could be.
Yeah, if this is some sort of progression, big yikes from for Radis here.
Well, now we can go beat Skull Wood, so that's nice.
Yeah, we can clear Skull Woods. The fire route also allows us to kill Lunmolas very quickly.
If Desert isn't boost locked.
Indeed, yeah. Or not only kill Lunmolas quickly, but we also can actually access Lunmolas. And looks like Whoosh decides to actually go and for Skullwoods first. Well, there's a big key, so we can kill Lunmolas. But the small key has to be in the big chest. And it is. Just the map on the torch.
Alright, so no boots locked for Desert.
Yet another sequence where boots are required out of the window, maybe boots aren't required after all.
Let's not speak too soon.
Yeah, you're right. With Bombos on the library and Cape being Cape hiding or locking the mushroom, and Cape being boots locked. Yikes. And there's the lamp here on the right side of desert.
Okay. So, that wasn't fire rod locked, because we got the book from Hera, and Hera wasn't fire locked.
Yeah. That was completely logic.
With or without the fire rod. So I mean, like, you could have gotten it without the fire rod if you didn't find it. But I mean, you would have found the fire rod. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, if you are up at Hera, since you have to go the roundabout way, unless we find a mirror in some very obvious and easy to access place, which is very unlikely at this point. Yeah, you would have found the fire rod. And
we found the mitts on red crystal Mothula.
Wait, red crystal? I thought the 5-6 were ice and swamp.
Oh goodness gracious! It's always it looks like it always looks like there's a star next to Mothula, but it's not. It's just the bottom.
It's the abdomen of the moth. Yeah.
Yeah, Runner Watcher, how about you start talking about the boots and maybe we'll find those soon too.
But with those mitts, Dark Death Mountain and the Maya area both open up. Oh yeah, the Ice Palace.
Ice Palace is also open, yes.
We do have the Fire Rod. We have the mitts, we have the hammer, we have hookshot, so we have everything that we need to clear it. There is, of course, the possibility that it is logically Somaria locked if we find. I think it's a small key on coast there, but with the Ice Palace bomb jump, that is like not really a question. Plus, might be that we find the Somaria here. So.
So the two items in the desert were the lamp and the heart container. That's all we got. Lamp is nice for dark rooms, but we already had the fire rod, so anyone that is good at dark rooms didn't really need it.
I mean, it's still a nice convenience to have because it speeds up the dark rooms a little bit. And of course, you can also use it to save magic in various situations where you need to light torches. So it's always nice to find. It's like never required, but always nice to find. And the second hint, hard and Paradox game. Wow. Considering we actually, had to go to Paradox Cave to open you up, Ice Palace, that's a pretty garbage hint.
Yeah, still, the jury's still out on why, when the hints are useful.
Yeah, I think the dev said that he wanted to look a little bit into the utility of hint. That's, say, redundant hints aren't a thing anymore in the hint logic. Stuff like that the upper Tower of Hera hint tells you where the Tower of Hera big key is, for instance. And we're seeing a head check here from Wavis. Just some bombs. Sorry, chat. No pet for you today.
Did Terra find... Oh, never mind. Well, we're gonna see it on Signum's side anyway if I missed it.
Yeah, we're gonna see a coffee break here on Sinum's side. I assume that Ravis is gonna go for Skullwoods now. Yeah, Skullwoods. And our third hint, a unique item is in Paradox Cave. Oh my god! Oh,
Why?
that's the second Paradox Cave hint, and it is the hint that led us to the item opening up West Palace.
Rando, please.
I mean, I guess the the lobby hint was okay, but man, the other two were just straight up rubbish. Oof.
Thank you to Signum for telling us that the basement item in Hera was garbage. So no need to worry about that.
Oh boy. There's the big key for Ice Palace.
That is a vanilla location for it.
We're still missing a map. Oh, well. I guess I should stop predicting that items might be somewhere. Because there's a Cane of Samaria here. In the spike room.
Good job to you, and also good job to Runner Watcher for predicting the cane as well. After predicting the mints.
Yeah, just saying, there's no cane, huh? And then suddenly the cane pops up. Well.
So at this point, there is a good possibility we have access to Turtle Rock with the 2 medallions that we have currently. But
yeah.
Boosh has not been to the Zelda Cell, so they do not have the Ice Rod.
Same for Revis. Revis has not checked the front of his gate yet either. So, we have not seen the Ice Rod on the bottom 2 runners here. Which may come to bite them into their rear ends. And the spikes and Mothula today not very cooperative for Ravis here, struggling quite a bit. Oof. Okay, that's getting scary.
And you had 13 hearts and you're still having trouble with Mothula. That must feel really bad.
Yeah, I've kind of like watched the spike patterns there, and those were absolutely rude. Like, it was ridiculous, the spike patterns that Ravis got there. But gets the Titan's Mitts, gets crystal number 3 on their end, and meanwhile Boosh is also almost getting their crystal number 3 here, is on Cold Stare. Has to use a potion to open up the shell. And that's, we're out of magic here for Whoosh.
Did manage to get a bunch of good fire rod shots on them, so should be able to clean it up. One puff left.
Shouldn't be too tough. Has blue mail, has still a decent amount of health, can get hit like two times more without being in danger. And down goes Cold Stare. There's the map. I didn't catch what was in the big chest though. But crystal number 3 here on Bush's side, and we're gonna see the Maya area. I didn't catch the medallion. 10 arrows in big chest. Thanks, chat. Wait for Maya. So that means Maya is open.
Yes, it is. However, Ravis hasn't been to Ice Palace yet. They need that cane if they want to go ahead and beat it.
Yeah, for full clearing it, for beating Vitris, we do need to go to Ice Palace. We could do the front, but looks like Radius opts not to. First stocking up on potions. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, looks like Ravis is doing the smart thing here. Either they're going to go straight to Ice Palace, or they're going to do something else before they go to Mire. It looks like they're going to get potions. Very good.
Yeah. If runners stock up on potions, usually they go to Ice Palace. Because Ice Palace is a very magic-intensive dungeon, and we don't have health magic either. So, in order to not run out of magic, most runners will opt to stock up on a potion real quick, just in case. We also got hints for both left sides, Mire and Swamp, in this run. It looks like Whoosh is opting to actually go for opening up Mire. Makes a lot of sense. 10-fold clear it now. And 2 items. We know that the left side is not required. And one of the 2 items of Mire is on the left side as well. So we know that as well. Since that is cash. Means we're on the lookout for the big key and 1 item.
Huh. I never seen the bomb placement there work out like that. I usually just walk up, walk down, and just don't like change my horizontal position when I drop the bomb. And that Ice Palace stuff was.
Well, we did find the first item, or the second item rather, in Mire, which was just a bunch of bombs. So Mire does not have any progression for us. And I presume after completing Mire, Whoosh is going to go for the blue to 6, and then do desert.
Oh, Ravis tried to go for the stair clip just then, didn't quite get it.
And since we know there's nothing on the Farlock side, Whoosh can just ignore that. There's 2 more options for the big key to be either this chest, yeah, or the one next to the big chest room, and that's where it is today. And there it is.
Alright, so Voosh, since they didn't pick up that book in Hera, they did not have access to Desert, which means they don't have that lamp. So they're going to have to do these dark rooms.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whoosh never picked up the book. That's right. I totally missed that. So, yeah, we'll have to go through this in the dark, and cannot do Desert after this either. I assume their next thought might be checking out Darkness Mountain and Turtle Rock. The mirror cannot be in Vitreous. We know where what both of the items of Mire are. We got a hint that one of the items on the left side is cash, and the bridge chest, the first chest that you usually pick up in when doing Mire, was bombs. So we know both items. And Bush struggling a little bit here with this dark room. Meanwhile, we see Lamolas here on Synapse's side. And down goes Lamolas. Meanwhile, Ravis on the way to Colster now. Yeah, these dark rooms are... Second dark room not as much of a trouble, but aiming those Samaria blocks is a bit rough. And it looks like we're gonna see the Hammer Pack Cave here on Terranigma Head's side. I don't think we've seen those before. So that's gonna be a new item here. Or item location, rather. Well, looky here. A mirror in the Hammer Pack Cave. That will make routing the Smith chain, that's basically just adjacent here, a bit easier. But also, that is a required...
Is it that no mode?
No. No, it's... Well, it could be, if we don't need the boots. Or bombos.
That's true, yeah. So we need to see what Turtle Rock's medallion is. We also need to see if the GT big key is on the torch or not.
Hmm. Yeah, if TR needs bombos, then then we are not in go mode yet, or no mode, because we don't know where the boots are. But Wuxia and Vitreous. We're going to be stocking up on some potions after taking down Cold Stare. We'll also go for Maya now. So
You have the bow. Use your bow.
Bush and Ravis basically doing the same route here. Except that Ravis was able to procure the book from Taokara, which Bush did not have.
Alright, well, they managed to clean it up anyway, but that was scarier than it needed to be.
Down goes Vitreous. Yeah, we do know where 3 of the swords are. Everybody picked up the sword from chess game. There is one on Blind, and we also know there is one in the Big Chest of Pod, and Synapse is the only person who has picked up all 3 of them. Oh, all swords now. Where's the 4th then? Oh, in the purple chest. Ah. Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about Synapse. Sorry, chat. I totally missed that Terranigma picked up the purple chest. Already did Stumpy there, Terranigma. And we're on to Mothula here for Synapse. That will be crystal number 3 for them.
Synapse right there, if you notice, try to do a tempered sword spin. That does not work on Mothula. You have to do slashes only, or dashes. Yeah, well-programmed game, am I right?
I mean, the funniest part is that in the vanilla game, Mothula is immune to Gold Sword. but they changed that. They changed it for the randomizer. Like they fixed that one. So you can't hit Mothula with the gold sword. But yeah, Bush now finds also the mirror.
Yep, Boosh now just needs to go to the front of Escape to get their Ice Rod, and they are in a 21 out of 22 go mode. Or no, actually we still don't know Turtle Rock either, so
Yeah.
potential.
Luckily, we know that whatever is on the mushroom, even if it is a unique item, it's not going to be required.
That is true, so we can now say that Aghanim is not required, right?
Yep. The only things that can be on the witch are a vanilla powder, one of the boomerangs, the bug net, the shovel, or like one of the upgrades that we're missing. The red mail, one of the shield upgrades, or one of the bottles.
So how do you like that? Just one giant tease until you get go mode, and you're just like, well, thanks for making me feel like I was going to have to go a long way just to get everything.
Oh, powder is on Hylia Island apparently, and Bombos is in the library chat. Powder on Hylia Island, which means that there could be something on the back. That is not logic. And Tempered Sword here for Whoosh. So that means Whoosh and Synapse don't really have to worry much about it. Terranigma and Ravis, however, still on the lookout for hoping to find a second sword. We know now that Ravis would have to clear Thieves Town or do the purple chest, and Terranigma would have to open the big chest pod or get Thieves Town done. And that's not the case here. Terranigma opts to do Swamp, so this is all new information for us as well. And Whoosh straight up on their heels. Also, what opens up after Whoosh beats Argus, very conveniently close to that too, is the Swamp Palace's second 5/6 crystal, which means that Whoosh can then go do the big bomb if they so desire. And of course, Whoosh also can clear desert after this, as well. The only thing that Whoosh needs to do is the front of Escape. Go to the next room. Oh, Rav is taking a death on Vitreous here.
Yeah, that hurts. That's a long way back.
Yeah, it's a long way, and honestly, if I were in Ravis's boat, I would skip doing Vitreous for now and then just come back with a little, hopefully better equipment, because going into Maya is not all that long anyway, and you already picked up all the items you need from here, and this is not a 5/6 crystal either. Yeah, chat noting here. Terranigma using a Cerno sprite from Toho. Whoosh is using Headless Link. Radis is using Sonic, and Synos, I think it's called Dark Girl or something. It's like a dark Link version of one of the girl sprites that are available.
So there was that unique item that we've been hearing about. That kind of stinks that that was what it came to.
Oh, well, what's the unique item? I didn't catch it.
Blue Boomerang.
Oh, ouch.
So I guess we may still have not seen that Boots hint yet. It could be in Turtle Rock, could be in Agonon's Tower, could be Dark World Shopping Mall.
Could be the file locked room in Meyer.
That's true. Since we were not really pushed to go that way, since we knew nothing was there, that also could be there.
Mm-hmm.
Raven's taking another death of Vitrius.
Yeah, at this point, I would not continue with. Yeah, Revis decides not to pursue this and try something else. Hopefully, find a tempered sword or something else that helps with Vitrius. The mirror, so you can pick up the silvers, for instance. Be good. Let's see where Ravis goes, though. We'll do Dark Death Mountain here, since has not picked up the mirror yet. I mean, the only upside of having the blue boomerang is that you have a clean inventory. So obviously not worth spending the time to do left side, but let's see if Dark Death Mountain holds anything of value for us. We have seen basically everything in Swamp at this point. And we're also going to see which medallion is going to be required for Turtle Rock. So we will finally know if boots definitely are going to be required or not.
Yeah, that'll be good to finally put to rest. Or not, depending on if it's Bombos or not. It is Aether. We don't need those boots yet.
Yep. It's reverse vanilla medallions for this seed. And Ravis, you're out of magic.
Okay, good. They had a potion. That's interesting because if they didn't have any like magic filling option there, they would have had to come all the way back just to open up Turtle Rock if they wanted to, because they did not have the mirror.
And of course, that means we're in Schrodinger's go mode, or Schrodinger's no mode rather, since we still don't know for sure if the Ganastar Big Key is on the torch. That might still happen. But other than that, we don't need the boots at all. And there's the red mail here in the Hookshot Cave. That's a pickup that most of the runners will probably get. Nothing else, though. Coward mail. Michael K is not impressed here. And let's see what Super Bunny Cave has for us today.
Well, I did not get a good look at either Bush's or Terranigma's pause screen, so I don't know if there's any items. No, there's not. Okay, because they got the big key on Argus, and there is nothing, and that means there is a dungeon item in the big.
Yeah. Since we know, I think it was the map is on the west side, and the big key opens only the big chest, which means that they're the big chest is the only other item, and we found neither compass limit. So. The almost god Swamp Palace, as it were. And Red is making their way into Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod. We know that one is in Cella's cell. Oh, apparently Bush found the shovel, presumably in Swamp somewhere. And it's just a big thing. So for Ravis, this is going to be a double bit, Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Ravis, not having gone to the Zelda cell yet.
Just the shield in K45, and we found the other shield in not Hook in Super Bunny King. Ravis now having it. And we are indeed going to see what the Pyramid Fairy has for us today. She might have the boots.
Possibly.
Well, yeah, Jet bringing up a good point. The moment that Synapse finds the mirror in the pack caves, Synapse is in Go mode. Or, well, Schrodinger's Go mode. Since mirror is the only item that they're missing. They can't do Swamp. They might first do TR, but they don't really need a mirror for that. Of course, they won't be able to pick up the Mimic Cave in that regard, but, you know.
Half Magic was always in Pyramid Fairy.
Well, it's a nice convenience, but not worth making this trek, I feel. I wonder where Wushi's headed next here.
Dang, Boosh was right by Harrow Castle.
Oh, it's gonna pick up the powder. And we'll clear desert next, so we'll find their land. We'll actually not have to do Hera, since Woosh does have the mirror and can backdoor desert. We'll do the back. Oh no, checkerboard first. Okay, but we'll probably do the backside first in the hopes that there is an item there, so he can then just go to the front and look for the second item. And then I realized that he still needs the big chest, the big key. Sorry. So we'll have to do the front anyway.
Ravis did not have the mirror, so they could not check Mimic Cave this time.
Yeah. And Synapse on to Vitreous. Vitreous is not a fun fight if you don't have the cape or the silver arrows. The new game NMG, sorry, not new game. The NMG strat would be to just stand in the goop and do sword spins until you're too low health. Speaking of low health, though, Synapse, you're scaring me now. Quake was on the old man. Check. Oof. Oh, Synapse.
Vitreous has taken way too many lives so far.
Yeah, Beatrice is being ruthless tonight. Yeah, let's hope that Rouge goes to the castle very soon before dipping into a rock.
So there's Terra's cane. All they need now is the Quake Medallion. Oh man, Unique Item requires a bomb. It could be in Rando Room. I mean, it could be anywhere.
That might have been the fire rod.
That's true. It could also have been the fire rod hint, but we still haven't found our boots, and for all we know, that that could be the boots hint.
Yeah, it could be the boots hint. That could also be graveyard ledge. I don't think we've seen yet.
Yeah, it could be Graveyard Ledge, I guess.
And Whoosh making their way into the magic bat. Let's see what it is cursing us today with. Just some cash.
Could be behind Ice Armos.
Does it require bombs? Oh
Yes,
yeah. To get the drop down. You're right. Yeah. Oh, and Terranigma Hack walks into Cold Stare with one heart. I hope they brought a potion. I'm pretty sure they did, but yeah. Okay. Phew.
Okay, just spam the fire rod. You're good, Terranigma.
Gets a couple double hits in even. So it's a good thing. And Vitreous goes down here on the second try for Synums.
Alright, Terra takes down Cold Stare at the same time. Alright, Raven's about to get their mirror.
Yep. Meanwhile, Whoosh will dip Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod.
That's two people that Turtle Rock has debated now.
I mean, it can only stay with those two, luckily, since the upper two runners have the Ice Rod.
So I guess Turtle Rock is 2 for 2 in terms of debates. Ravis is, as expected, going into Swamp since they can full clear that.
And Whoosh getting there right now. And to Michael K's chagrin, I imagine. Yes, Lamp was in that room. Was in the, I think in the room before the cannonball room. The one with the popos.
Hey, Michael K. You know, in spoiler races, the red mail is actually kind of nice, so I wouldn't bash it so much.
And Whoosh opts to pick up the blue rupee, I guess. What is tragic for Whoosh as well is that because Whoosh never did like the upper part of Taopera, it's very likely that once Turtle Rock ends up being not what they need for the asteroid, they're gonna have they're very likely gonna walk over to Taopera.
Terra Enigma gonna get their half magic. Ooh, also gonna get the freebie potion, or freebie bottle fill, whatever the Fat Fairy today has for us.
It's gonna be a B.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's a blue potion.
All winner.
That's nice. Oh, looks like Terra Enigma decides to toss both bottles.
Why not? Yeah, save the money, I guess, and it's right there as well.
Sure. So the only locations we haven't seen yet are Trinix itself, Helmasaur King, Gannis Tower, Bombus Tablet, and Graveyard Ledge, I think, for where the boots could be.
Pedestal? Oh no, Pedestal's dead. We saw that.
Yeah, we saw Pedestal. Oh yeah, Mimic Cave. That's right. Yeah, Trinix and Mimic Cave. Oh, there's the shovel in the push block chest in the room south of the big chest here. Yeah. So the options are starting to run low. At the very least, we're gonna see the Mimic Cave on Whoosh's side here. So you do have the mirror. Synapse does not have the mirror yet. Synapse has not done Pet Cave.
Alright, Terra is going to be the first runner to have the silver arrows.
We'll be very happy about that, since they dipped Eastern but didn't have the bow at that point, so they still have to do Armos Knights. And of course, Vitreous and Lamolus are going to be a lot easier with the silver arrows. I mean, not that Lamolus are particularly hard if you have the fire and the ice sword for that matter, but silver arrows are one shot instead of two.
On the other side, Signums will be able to complete Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
They will not be able to check Mimic Cave, but they will be able to beat Trinex.
For that matter, Terra Enigma Hack also can full clear Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Terra being the only runner that can fully clear Turtle Rock today, at this point, their first trip through.
Mm-hmm. Let's hope there's nothing important on the Mimic Cave for Radis and Synapse.
That's a good point, actually. It seems that Terra is not very accustomed to dark rooms, so they may not actually do Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they didn't rescue the old man yet either, so yeah. And didn't do the Dark Maze either in Pod. So you're right. Could be. Seems to think about going in or not.
No, they seem to be having second thoughts, so they may come back later. I like what Signums is doing there. They're waiting out for the Chain Chomps to lunge at him, so that way he can just push the block whenever they lunge. That way they can walk right past him.
With the invincibility from the tags, yeah. And looks like Terranigma decides to also do the Hookshot Cave, and will be the last runner here on the restream to get the red mail. So everybody got a red mail. Still some people that do not have third sword yet, because Revis did not hand in the purple chest, and Terranigma Heck did not do Pod or Thief's Stone. And Revis did not do Thief's Stone either. And we're going to see Mimic Cave here on Wush's side. See if that has something interesting. Nope. Well, that's good for Revis and Synums. They will not have to worry about that.
It's getting a little worrisome. It's an hour and a half, and none of our runners are in go mode yet.
Yeah, Synums has to do the Peck Cave, and Wush has to do the castle, and then they would be in go mode respectively. But neither has done those yet. Revis also needs to do the castle at this point, since they did pick up the mare. And Terranigma Hack would have to do desert to get the land. So for their go mode, so they can get quick from the old men. And Whoosh on the way to Laser Bridge. Because we know the Ice Sword is not here, so we'll have to bail out of this afterwards.
Alright, it looks like Terra's going to go to Desert, perhaps?
At the very least, my area first, I imagine. We'll see that Quake is going to be the medallion for Maya itself. Do the shed and the checkerboard cave, and then
yeah, that's a good point. They can't even do Mire yet, so yeah, I guess all it can do is Desert.
Yeah. And that's the laser bridge here for Whoosh. Will realizes that there's nothing here.
Voosh, with the way they set their portal up just now, they cannot save that.
Yeah.
It was theoretically possible for them to save their portal just now, but they chose not to.
Whoosh actually going to go for Talpera now, I think. Or Spike Cave, maybe. Yeah. It's probably going to be a Hera, Ether Tablet. I don't count. Yeah, well, Ether Tablet after Hera. And then possibly Peck Cave, not Peck Cave, Hammer Cave. Not Hammer Cave, Spike Cave.
That cave with the hammer pegs and the stuff and the item.
Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong to call it a peg cave because there are pegs in the Spike Cave that you have to hammer. But I was like, part of my mind was with Synums there, so that's why I said hammer and peg cave, because Synums has to do the hammer peg cave. And Synums also will be getting their 6th crystal now after beating Trinix here. Trinix still might be holding the boots. For all we know.
Yes, Trinex has the last item in here, so there could be the boots on here if possible.
Mm-hmm. And Redis is finally doing the front of escape, so that means that they will be getting their ice rod.
All right, what does Trinex have for us today? It's red. It starts with BOO.
It's the right color. It's the right shape. It's just not the right size. Or hollow.
Yeah, it has the right first 3 letters as well.
Yeah. Starts with boo. It's red. It's like bendy shaped, but it's not the right size or hollow. So sorry, but that's what we're looking for.
So I think at this point, all we have left for boots is Ganon's Tower.
Graveyard Ledge still is open.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge and maybe Bombo's Tablet. But I think with the way that hint just led us on, I feel like it would be Graveyard Ledge or Randomizer Room or behind Ice Armos or something.
Yes, we've seen K45. That was a shield upgrade. I think Whoosh checked that. And 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 36 seconds in, Ravis is in go mode. Well, Schroding is go mode.
22.
We are in Schrodinger's go mode. We still don't know if we need the boots for the big key torch. The torch being the big key, sorry. But Ravis is not in go mode. And we'll do the third try here. Third time's a charm with Beatrice. We're also going to see the Dark Cross here from Synums.
The Dark Cross was just 10 arrows. We already saw what it was.
Oh, right. The Ice Rod isn't Cella's cell, yet. Oh yeah, there they are, the 10 arrows.
Okay, so Terra did grab their lamp in Desert. So they will be able to complete Eastern and Mizurmire. No, not Mizurmire. They still need to rescue the old man. And then they can go back and finish Tar Rock once they rescue the old man and beat Mizurmire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Terranigma now has the lamp, will do Eastern. With Silver Arrows, also not much of a problem. Maybe they will go over to Pod and do the Dark Maze. Probably not, though. I also think they would have probably used the portal and mirrored over instead of just walking up there. And Bombo's Tablet, just some arrows. So we are down to either Graveyard Ledge or Ganon's Tower for the boots.
Yeah, and now look where Signums is going.
Oh, Synapse about to be in go mode and can just go mode Swamp Palace. Does not need to do anything there. Since they know where the Silver Arrows are as well, they can just, on their way to Ganon's Tower, just mirror over, grab them, and then go up there. And 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 14 seconds, Synapse is in go mode. And Synapse also will very likely be the first to be up on Ganon's Tower, because they just need to go mode Swamp, and then they just need to climb. While Radius still needs to do Swamp and Turtle Rock, go through the entire Turtle Rock again, and of course finish Maya here. Meanwhile, Bush will still need to do Turtle Rock as well. Is finally doing the escape though. So first checks the Dark Cross chest, and now he's gonna go for the cell. So Whoosh will be in go mode very momentarily.
So all Ravis has left to do is go beat Turtle Rock. All Synapse has left to do is go beat Swamp. And Boosh is about to grab their Ice Rod, so they'll just have to go beat Trinix.
Yeah, both Ravis and Whoosh already cleared out Turtle Rock, so they don't really need to worry about that. I imagine that Ravis might head over to Mimic Cave in the hopes to find a Boot Sword or Third Sword. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Yes, Ravis did finish one. You also have Half Magic, which was in the Pyramid Fairy, so... had to finish it. And Boosh with 1 hour, 41 minutes, some change, also in go mode. Between Ravis and Boosh, it really was like a very close race so far. They're just basically one Death Mountain climb apart right now. Otherwise, like both of them have done basically the same routing, with minor divergences.
Yep, both of them actually already dipped into Turtle Rock, full cleared it, had to leave because it didn't have the Ice Rod, so they're both having to do the exact same thing. The only difference is Bush has Tempered Sword and Ravis does not.
Yeah, that difference, and we know where those other two swords that Ravis skipped are. We know that Blind has one, and we know that one is in the purple chest. And Whoosh got Bedrock here. So that Tempered Sword might just make up the difference between the two.
Ooh, Terra's forgetting about the old man. They still need to go rescue him.
Yeah. Since we know that the old man has Quake, and Terra will need Quake to open up Mire. I think it's actually going to be fairly close between the three runners other than Terra, because Synapse will have to climb the mountain and after finishing Artesia, while Whoosh and Ravis both are already on that mountain and just need to walk over to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, very, very true.
So I think this the Ganon's Tower big key routing might still make a difference here between those three runners. And there is crystal number 7 for Synapse. Which means we're gonna play a game. Chat already putting some numbers here in the chat. Why don't you explain what game we're playing, Relkin?
Yeah, before I start telling you, probably should make sure you know that we're not actually running the bot for this, since it's not a tournament race. In either way, there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower basement. One of them has the big key. Put your guesses in chat, 1 to 22, where do you think that Ganon's Tower big key will be? Now, I know what chat is thinking. They're definitely wanting to see that Bob's Torch big key, so they have to search for the boot.
naturally. Personally, I'm hoping for something else that has to do with Bob. I'm hoping for Bob's chest. What about you, Ruckin?
7 is my number. I always go with it.
Lucky
Nope.
7.
Why 7? Well, interestingly, this is unrelated, but still big key guessing. Oh shoot, Ravis just died to Trinex. Did it take the safety door?
I don't think they did.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sets Ravis back a lot. Like, this would have been neck and neck between the Synums, Ravis, and Whoosh, but now Ravis fell very far behind. And it's basically going to be between Whoosh and Synums, both of which have similar equipment. And basically, Whoosh will be just a few seconds behind Synums because there's going to be the crystal pickup cutscene that Whoosh will have to go through. And that's pretty much exactly what the difference is going to be between the two. Yeah, there it is.
So Signums will be the first runner into Ganon's tower, so we will use Signums checks to do our guessing.
Red Boomerang for Whoosh, Crystal number 7, and they are going to make their trek over to Ganon's tower. Even if Whoosh finds the big key first, Synums is going to be the count that we're making here. So let's see here. Synums is going to enter again. Let's say stepping up the stairs at 146.45 and entering at 146.50. We can see. Yeah, I would see Whoosh is about 15 seconds behind.
Okay, so number 1 and number 2 are the single arrow of destiny and a heart piece, so we'll have to go left today. And we get to see what is on this torch.
It has a unique item in Ganon's tower, indeed.
So guess what, chat? Those boots are not required this seed. After all those possibilities, the boots were not required.
Yeah. Lord knows where they are. I mean, they might still be hanging out in Graveyard Ledge, or maybe on Helmasaur King. We never saw him. So that
4 and 5 are keys. 6 is 300 rupees. 7 is another small key.
It's a key, but not the right key. And looks like Synums will do full left. It's possible that we never saw the boots hint because there are a few hints that we didn't see. We didn't see the hint in in Mire, Arcanim's Tower, or the Dark Side Shopping Mall.
And just so you know, that was number 8. Your correct answer is 8 today in the map room.
Also known as the Firebar Room. Let's see here. The closest, we didn't actually have a guess for 8. The closest is actually 7. That's both you, Relkin, as well as Tallwind 7. Funnily enough, somebody with 7 in the name. So congratulations to you and Tallwind.
It looks like Signum is gonna forego any chance of finding the boots here. It's not likely they save a lot of time, but they probably would save a little bit of time against.
Yeah, and Whoosh actually makes their way to the right side. Let's see if they go full Dark Magician and then go full right. Hopefully not. I mean, they may still find the boots, but...
Okay, not there. They're pulling the mirror out, so they're going to go back to the left, it looks like.
Luckily, yeah. Yeah, okay. Good. That actually gave Ravis some time to catch up. If Ravis goes full left, he will be able to pick up the big key easier and close the gap a little bit.
So Signums is about a minute or so ahead right now. They're already into the gauntlet.
And Whoosh finds the key. Oh yeah, that's true. Whoosh does have hot magic, but since everyone except for Ravis picked up the silver arrows, that shouldn't be like the difference between magic and hot magic is not that great for Ganastar or to climb. It helps obviously a little bit, but since you don't have to worry much about magic at all, but the difference is not going to be enough to make up for the distance between the two.
Ravis also doing Dark Magician. Not good.
Or at least partially Dark Magician. Since the official Dark Magician is you do the Stealthus room and then you go full right, rather than doing just the right 4 chests and then mirroring, named after one of the more notorious runners of ALTTPR, Dark Magician. Okay. Has not swapped to the mirror yet. Okay, it is Dark Magician actually, yeah. Doing full right now.
See, I told you.
You knew! You're a witch!
Either way, that's still not good for Ravis. They're going to be wasting a bunch of time and arrows going this way.
Yeah. Yeah, that is Bob's chest, Ice Armos, and Ice Armos with just regular arrows too. Can't even bonk across the gap here because we don't have the boots. Have to do the intended strat. We also have to go through the bridge, the invisible bridge, in this room because we can't bonk across. Oh, well, actually, we can bomb jump now that I think about it. Yeah, that's probably what Ravis is doing here. Yeah. Bob draining Ravis of all of his magic. And we're seeing Ice Armos. I'm surprised Ravis didn't pick up the silver arrows because they were just there.
I mean, they still could pick them up, but it would take a longer way to get back to Ganon's tower.
And what do those Ice Armos have for us today? Some restock for the arrows that we used. A bug net, very useful, and a heart piece. So,
man, is Ravis gonna do tile room now?
I think so. I think Ravis must feel really behind. So Ravis is deciding to gamble on tile room. I mean, maybe it's useful. You know, maybe it is the.
All right. Well, anyways, we got Signums on Ganon right now. Voosh is about to head into Moldorm 2.
Indeed. And Terra will get their quick medallion just momentarily. We'll then be able to clear Meyer. We'll be in go mode. We'll be in go mode in just a few seconds here.
Boosh just took a fall to Moldorm 2 just then. Uh-oh.
Ooh, and it's not looking great for Synoms either. Has a potion. We'll do burn strats beforehand though. Makes a lot of sense to use up your mana before you chuck the potion. And now it's time to drink that goop. And it's just a money stash.
Alright, Signum's about to be on phase 4. Just needs one more slash here. On to phase 4.
I'm actually very curious what is in the Fire Snake and Random Rooms. Those 5 chests.
Alright, down goes Ganon on Signum's side. That is a GG for them. Get your GGs in chat.
GG, Synoms. Meanwhile, Voosh is just on the way to Ganon as well. And as Ravis finds their big key. Here, Plowy goes to bat. And Voosh goes down into the Ganon fight. So we have, let's see here. Synoms finished in 7th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 34 seconds. The winner of the race overall is Salty Fry, who's also here in chat. In first place, 1 hour, 40 minutes, 14 seconds. GG to Salty. And the other placers are, let's see here, Justin C in second, Corey Day in third, Shire in fourth, Obscure Lifeform for Faded, Blaine in fifth, and Gus in sixth. So GG's to all of you. Very well done. Looks like we're also gonna have Synoms here in our Discord for a little chit chat. Just a moment here. Meanwhile, Voosh is getting into phase 4 of Ganon.
That was really close to a fall descent from Boosh, but it doesn't matter. They take down Ganon.
Looks like one of our earlier finishers, Justin C, checked Random Room and found the boots there. So thank you for that information, Justin C. And Voosh finishes in 8th place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 58 seconds, and 58 minutes and 51 seconds. Sorry. We have both Synoms and Voosh joining us here now in Discord. GG's to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Super mad at myself.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, how about that ice rod?
I don't know if you guys saw, but before I went to Meyer, I was going to and then I decided to not go, and I fluted to Meyer.
I did not catch that, but
Well, I got the ice rod early, so. But that mirror.
yeah, it was very interesting because the go mode item for both of you was like completely different because Silent hit the mirror while Wuxi the ice rod, and yeah. Also, the routing between Wushu and Ravis also was largely the same, so both of you also needed the Astra in the end. But yeah, man, that was a scene. What when you saw the cape in Lumberjack, and then later on the mushroom on the bumper ledge, what did you think?
I just figured it was another day playing the game for me. That's just what happens. I was gonna have to go do that eventually.
Very true.
I actually forgot where the mushroom was. I thought it was on the floating island on Death Mountain.
Oh, so that's why I'm mirrored. That's why you mirrored over.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering when I saw you mirror over because it was like I think it was like a blue rupee or something.
It was a blue rupee. I could have swore it was the mushroom, and when I picked it up, I was so confused.
Meanwhile, Terra takes down Vitreous here on their end, so they are now going to go to Gannis Tower next, while Radius is doing Moldum 2. So, man, this scene was like very, I feel like very stringy. It was like very weird. I've never seen a scene like this.
I want to say it was linear, but it almost wasn't at the same time. Like it was such it was so odd to play. I felt good up to like halfway through, and then my routing just completely fell apart.
Yeah, it was
Go
ahead.
It was going good until about I finished Skull Woods and Ice and didn't find the mirror, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to look everywhere for that thing. And it's probably on the mushroom.
So yeah, that was but yeah, it was a kind of a weird scene. I feel because like there was a lot of like items that were like just alluring, like Civil, some spectacle rock, and that cape mushroom combination, and Bobos in the library, and you've seen most of those very early on. It was like, oh boy, I hope we don't need these.
Yeah. One point I forgot. It was like after I got the hint for the left side, I felt like I skipped over the mirror somewhere in early like Sphere 1, so I started freaking out around then. And then when I found it at Hammerpegs, I was also equally just kind of nervous. Like I skipped over something else still, so like I started panicking at that point. I started like routing everything I could, even if it was out of the way. Kind of messed me up pretty bad.
I mean, you did miss something. What's the ice rod?
Oh, for sure, yeah. God, I wish I went right before Meyer. I was going right there, and then I stopped after I jumped off Link's house. I was like, you know what? No, I'll just go.
And Radius here on Master Sword Ganon, Silverless, is in phase number 2. Luckily, picked up a magic potion in one of the Ganon's Tower, the upper chests. So we'll have a little bit of ability to restock as well. Meanwhile, Terranigma Hack is going to enter Ganon's Tower here. Oh yeah, that Vicky was in a very rude spot, wasn't it? And so I think Bush, you went right side
I'm
first.
so mad! I don't ever do that. I don't warp out ever. And then I was like, you know what? I have 4 keys. Better go right. Oh, I was so tilt when I found it. I came back around. It was, of course, the next chest. The next chest.
Well, Ravis actually went to do full Dark Magician strats, so
Oh, all the way.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
went all the way.
the tile room afterwards.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no!
Did 2 tile room, and didn't even get rewarded with the boots because one of the other runners that weren't on the restream confirmed that it was they were in the random room.
Oh, of course.
Who would have gone all the way there after you found the big key?
Yeah,
Seems weird.
just in C, just this set, like they finished up, and then after that they went back and checked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Glad to know
figuring.
I didn't skip
I was.
it.
Yeah, I was figuring we'd see the boots early because I saw Bombos, and and the cape.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Well, we're gonna get boots for sure, and then never saw them.
Yeah. What a load! So many loaded items. That book too in Tower of Hera was like completely redundant.
Oh my god, yeah. I was debating going back in for the basement, because I'm pretty sure I only found the book, right?
Yeah. The basement had crashed.
Well, I had to have it for desert access. Because weren't the mitts on Landmo?
The mitts were on Mothula actually.
Oh, they were on Mothia. That's right.
The lamp wasn't there.
Ah.
I had
And,
lost the logic at that point. When I found the lamp in desert, I was like, this can't be right. I don't know it.
And looks like Ravis is finally done with Ganon. Finishes Ganon here, gives him a few fire rod shots on the way as he explodes. And get your GGs into chat for Ravis.
Yeah, GG's Ravis. Also looks like we might see our boots finally.
Yeah, looks like Terranigma decided to continue on, actually. And Ravis finishes in 10th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 7 seconds. GG's to Ravis. Yeah, I suppose that Terranigma is actually looking for a third sword.
Did all 4 swords get found at all?
Yes.
Yes.
We found there was the one in chest game that everybody picked up. There was one in the pod pick chest. There was one on blind, and the 4th one was in the purple chest.
Oh, so I missed one.
Yeah. So we have Ravis joining us as well for his post game chat here. GG Ravis.
Hello. Is my headset still working?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
So I have 2 important questions for you. One, why didn't you pick up the silver arrows on Spectacle One?
How would I put that? I was absolutely mad after what happened at Meyer.
Oh yeah, you got killed by Vitreous a couple times. Yeah.
Twice, yes. Then I went up the mountain after it when I was in go mode, and when I was already on the right side, I was like, dang, there are the silvers. I need to pick them up after Turtle Rock. And then the Turtle Rock thing happened.
Yeah.
And I was so mad that I even forgot about the silvers, and I realized that when I was in GT, and then I died in GT as well, or not dying, but getting well mastered and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just done with the seed and how I played today.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty rude seed. I think just about everybody died at least once.
I don't think it was a rude. Well, it depends on what you mean with rude, but 13 minutes, 11 hearts. You can't complain about the seed by dying with blue mail. In my
I
eyes,
mean-
at least. That's what I tell Meat, at least.
I mean, in terms of like progression and such, I felt it was like a pretty rough seed.
I think it was pretty linear, actually. Finding the hookshot in Pod was not too unobvious. I don't know. And I was pretty certain there's got to be something firelocked in the Skullwoods with the mids. All right, and I understand if people don't go ice, but going to ice gives you the cane, and the only two items which are totally out of place were Ice Rod and Mirror. Couldn't believe there was nothing on Dark East Death Mountain and nothing in Turtle Rock. Was like, what the heck is this seed right now at this moment? Then I instantly found the mirror after that. I was like, okay, at least mirror, one unique item in Swamp. At least I got the Dark Ice Road Cave Hint with another unique item behind the bomb. I was like, okay, might be second chest Swamp. No, nothing. Swamp was completely a bust. And then Red Crystal into Hyrule Castle was the obvious play then for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before, but for the other two here. But I feel like the loaded items, with Bomb was in the library, the cape on Lumberjack, and the mushroom on the Bumpo Ledge, I feel also were like, those red herrings just lying there the entirety of the sea.
I didn't know about the cape, to be fair.
Oh, you didn't. Alright, you didn't see that.
I never checked that. If I have the boots, okay, fair, but no, I did not check that at all. Did we find the boots, by the way, somewhere?
Yes, they were in random room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So somebody went to render room besides having the big key. Interesting.
Yeah. We had one of the non-restrained runners, Justin C, went back for them to check out of curiosity, and found them there. And the other restrained runner, Enigma Hack, looking for a third sword, went to go to rent. Well, so
who needs a third sword? Come on.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I felt those red herrings were kind of funny though.
Yeah, it was okay. I was pretty certain actually it had to be Tile Room because, like, Salty finishing 140, then there was a long time nobody, and I was like, okay, I'm in GT and 4 people or something finished, or maybe 5, I don't know. And I did so many strange things in Ganon's Tower. I was like, I'm certain it has to be Tile Room, and even after getting grabbed, I was like, no, it is Tile Room. I guarantee myself it is Tile Room. And then I see $300, and I was like, I could buy a key from that, but this is not retro mode.
Yeah, I actually that was actually the second question I had on my mind is why you did Dark Magician into Tile Room. Just did you just feel like that far behind at that point?
Well, I mean, I had to completely go through Turtle Rock 3 times, and the same with Misery Mire. So yeah. I cannot feel ahead at all. I mean, when I was the second time there, I don't know what happened at Trinex, and I didn't have any, I didn't use any exits, so I had to go through it again, and then I forgot the silvers and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. It was just nothing played into my hands, or rather, I should say my hands rather didn't play.
I mean, it happens, Sometimes you have a bad day. But yeah.
Well, thank you guys for commentating and tracking and all the good things. It was an interesting seed. I wouldn't say it's completely boring. I mean, a completely bootsless seed always feels a bit boring because everything is so slow, and you have the feeling you can't do anything. No execution stuff and all the things. And yeah, okay. Seed is over. Next seed is gonna come eventually, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you to you, Ravis, as well as Sonims and Boosh, for being on the restream today.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, no problem.
Also, thanks for having me.
And yeah, we're still, of course, we still have one of the runners here, Terranigma Heck, going through Gannis Tower.
Considering that they were looking for a sword all throughout the basement of GT, I have a feeling they're probably going to, once they beat GT, they might keep looking for a sword.
Well, I got the tempered and pod. So did we ever see the last one anywhere?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think all of you picked up the one in the chess game. There was one on blinds, which I think Boosh did not pick up. And there was one in Pod's big chests, and the fourth one was in the purple chest, which I think that Sinum still got.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't
get that.
pick up both, actually. Didn't pick up the one at blind and purple chest. So I guess everybody had one or two swords, or rather, not having some of the swords others had.
Yeah, Terra did not do the Dark Maze in Pod, and seems to be not very comfortable with the Dark Maze. And did not do Blind either. So they did find the purple chest sword first, and also I think the one with the mirror first, and of course also the one in the chest. So. Yeah, I mean, it was a very interesting seat insofar that even the first place runner had 1 hour 30 minutes, so you know it was a fairly slow seat.
There was a lot of like pendant dungeon dipping.
Yeah.
If you routed a lot of Sphere 1, you found nothing. It just felt like a long seat while you were playing it. You're like, wow, this is not gonna end.
Probably everybody did Terra because when you're in Death Mountain, you cannot risk like the 2 items plus the green pendant, which we then knew is nothing, and so you couldn't like save some time there. This is too much of a ballsy play. This will backfire you.
Yeah, this was actually a case of there being a very convenient hint in Taokaira's lobby, because right at the entrance it tells you what the green pendant is gonna be.
Still finished it.
Yeah, me too.
And then it turns out that the last item is in the basement. Yeah. Fun.
Which has been happening a lot lately, I feel. I used to always get like a compass or the small key in the basement, but like it's always an item now.
Well, the legendary Hera basement.
Also, with all the runners combined, we did find all the items. Since Terranigma found all 4 bottles, apparently. And we know where all the missing items are, so... At least we know that the mushroom had nothing of value.
So what was the item in the swamp left side?
That was the blue boomerang.
Ah.
Yeah, everybody but you got that one.
I was super hoping for the ice rod, just saying.
I guess everybody was besides Sinums.
Yeah, I didn't want to go into Eastern right away without a sword or the bow. To at least, you know, be able to clear most of it. So I went and did the basement pretty quick.
I think at 8 minutes I got the Moon Pearl from Uncle, or from the chest from Uncle, and I was like, no way there's anything in the castle anymore. This is our progression item here, and the castle is completely bust. But,
Yeah.
you know, the ice
also-
rod was grinning.
Also, Terranigma hacked actually smart, remembering that the Pyramid Fairies tree potion was the blue potion. Just went to refill after Aghanim 2 and fill their bottles with blue potions. And it's on to Ganon now.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go. Thanks for commentating and tracking and everything. Hope everyone has a good day.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Synums.
Yep,
And,
no problem.
GG's to you.
Alright, so Terra is gonna go ahead and do Master Sword Ganon, looks like. It is gonna be easier than Ravis's fight was, since they have silvers.
Yeah, they have silvers, and they have a whole bunch of potions. So hopefully, they will be able to slay the big cake. Using Burna strats here to go through phase 2. Meanwhile, while Terra is on Ganon, I guess we can see here. Right, so what's going on with the Speed Gaming Network for the rest of today, while Terranigma Pack goes into phase 3 here. Currently on Speed Gaming No Number, the Speed Gaming main, is the LTPR League, Philosophationers versus Missing Bow, the cards versus Baba. But those are this is probably gonna end soonish as well. Then there's gonna be nothing for the next 1.5 hours until 6 p.m. Eastern, where we have the on Speed Gaming main, the LTPR Spoiler Lock Tournament round of 16, Active Poker versus Ben TZ. We have the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer Spring Tournament on Speed Gaming 3, and we have the LTPR League Le French Canadians versus Rush to Nintendo Swag on Speed Gaming 4. It's going to be Asclepius Rod versus LGM and Min. So if you want more LTPR, I think that's like, is that the cross entrance key sanity mode that they're doing right now? I think so. That is just absolute madness. And of course, the spoiler log tournament continues at 7:30. This is another match between Active Poker and Bentisi, so that's going to be a double header. If you want to see some regular speedrun, Pac-Man World 2, the 90% tournament is on Speed Gaming 2 at 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, overall, just a lot more stuff. There's going to be the 9 p.m. daily, which is going to be an inverted spoiler race, and more LTPR League, more LTPR spoiler logs, and SM Prodigy. And just in time as well, Terranigma finishing here at last in the restream. And overall in 11th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 49 seconds. GG.
Yeah, very nicely done. Managed to finish up Ganon first try. With all those potions, it really does help out with Master Sword Ganon.
Yeah. So very well done to Terra. Yeah, I guess we should start, unless Terra joins us for a little bit of chat, maybe you should start wrapping things up here. So, already talked about what you can expect from Speed Gaming for the rest of today. I will thank again our restreamed runners, Synams, Ravis, Boosh, and Ternigma Hack for being on the restream for us, as well as our trackers Kung Pao Pai and Michael K. Thank you very much. And of course, Relkin, thank you for co-commentary.
Yeah, no problem.
Looks like we are actually going to have Ternigma here. One moment. And of course, if you want to see more ALTTPR various tournaments, spoiler or not, league, all kinds of fun stuff, follow the Speed Gaming Network. There's also plenty of other randomizers as well as regular speedruns going on, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. We also have other languages. If you are not, if you want to brush up on your French, Speed Gaming Français, Speed Gaming Deutsch for German, Speed Gaming Espanol for Spanish, and Speed Gaming Portuguese for Portuguese. We actually do restream various tournaments in those languages as well, and the various Speed Gaming marathons are restreamed there. And there is turning one. Hello, GG's.
GG.
So yeah, that was a seed, right?
Yeah, I was looking for the tempered sword at least. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, the two swords you missed were on blind and in the pod big chat.
Oh no, and it's skipped blind.
Yeah. Also, just to clarify, it seems you are not super comfortable with dark rooms, right? That's why you skipped.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't do any. I did only that one in pod because that's relatively easy, but I did not the others.
Yeah, that's alright. We just weren't sure. But yeah, very well done. And you did brave Ganon with the Master Sword, so
yeah. It was pretty hard, but I went extra to get a blue bottle. I had 4 bottles, so I was pretty safe there.
Yeah, luckily the Pyramid Fairy also had like blue potions for free there.
Yeah, that was really lucky.
Right. Any thoughts on the seed?
Yeah, any thoughts? Well, it was kind of confusing for me. I likely to avoid to go up to the mountain multiple times, but in this case I didn't have any choice. Because it always takes a bit before you're at the top. And then I had to go Turtle Rock, then I think the Quake medallion was missing.
Yeah, the old man had the Quake medallion.
Yeah, and I totally forgot the old man, and I was like, wait, I still have the old man.
Yeah.
The Quake medallion.
We actually were wondering, since you went to Turtle Rock first, before doing the old man, whether you just forgot about him.
Yeah, sometimes I forgot about items, or sometimes I do double checking because did I pick it up or did I not pick it up?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, GG's to you. Respectable 10th place.
Yeah.
Oh no, 11th.
Well,
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Well, it was not as horrible as the last seat with the one head KO.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one sadly, but
I actually completed. I'm happy that I could complete it, but I had to play very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against Ganon, I was like cape all the time, cape.
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, I will say though that sometimes one-hit KO is very good practice for trying to survive.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I also learned move pattern from the Turtle Rock boss. That he will. I didn't notice when he swings his tail, then that he's going to attack with his head. I didn't never notice before that. So I learned some pattern.
I mean, that's good. You know, getting more knowledge about the game. That's what these dailies are for.
Yeah.
Have more practice. More practice makes perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Practice makes everything perfect.
Right. So, one question I have for you as well, since I asked the other runners about it. When you saw I don't know if you saw the mushroom was on the bumper ledge.
I
But
never checked that.
oh, okay. Right. So there was a mushroom on the bumper ledge, so that was a loaded item. And of course, there also was like the bomb was on library and the cape on the lumberjack ledge. Was that anything that was that ran through your head as a possibility for being troll?
Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, that was the bombers medallion was on the library, and the
Yeah.
cape was in the lumberjack ledge.
Yeah.
And I was just asking if there was any thought in your head about it being a troll item.
No, I was like, the cape. I actually like the cape. It's my favorite item. But I was like, I don't want to do Aga him just because of the cape. It's probably not needed because you break the barrier either with Master Sword or cape, so it probably was not needed at all.
Yeah. Well, it ended up not being needed anyway. We found between all of you runners, we did find every item in the game. So even if the mushroom had something, it must have been just rubbish.
Yeah, I also saw the magic powder, but I never pick it up.
Yeah, only one of the runners picked it up. It was Woosh here, and the magic bat didn't have anything either, so no worries.
Yeah. So not missed anything.
Yeah. Right. I think we should start thinking about wrapping it up though. Thank you to you, Turning My Hack, for being on Restream and joining us.
Yeah, thank you for restreaming.
And one thing I forgot about thanking earlier was you, chat, you viewers. Without you, we couldn't do all of this. So thank you to all of you. Guess we're gonna say our goodbyes here. I'm Red Armor. Thank you very much for watching. Give the runners a follow, by the way. The 4 runners who have been on the restream, as well as, of course, thank you to the runners who weren't on the restream as well. And yeah, that's it from me. Bradley, if you want to have the last word.
I think you've pretty much covered it, so I'll just say goodbye. Thanks for having me on the comment.
Okay, thank you. And goodbye from us. Have a nice evening. And a lot more speed gaming action coming up, but make sure to check the schedule if there's anything that tickles your fancy. And see you next time. Bye!
See you later.